Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about the second press conference between Errol the Truth Spence and Terence Crawford. Really quick, if you like these videos, please take the time right now, subscribe to the channel. It takes one click. Also, hit that thumbs up button. It takes one click. And let's jump into this video. So the first press conference was cool. You know, neither one of these guys are much of talkers or anything like that. They're definitely not trash talkers. But they will defend themselves. but they're not trash talkers. This press conference was much different, and there's a lot more tension this time around. Especially if you just look at their body language, and if you know anything about this channel, you know I love talking about the body language, and that's basically what I'll be talking about in this video. Body language and listening to the word usage of both guys. So as I was saying, the first press conference, you know, it was kind of like a mutual respect type of thing. Like, hey, you know, shout out to you, brother. You know, we did this. We came together. We made this fight happen. You know, we did it for ourselves. We did it for our legacies. We also did this for the fans. Shout out to you, you know. And it was kind of a mutual thing. You know, a lot of smiling between the guys, you know, being very respectful, very jovial. And then you look at this fight, this press conference. And now it's like, it's sinking in like, yep, I'm going to fight the dude. Okay, I see you. Okay, well, you know, you're looking good. it's a totally different dynamic from the first press conference. It's like, yep, you're looking good. All right, so we're doing this. Not as much smiling anymore. A lot more serious. The stare down is turning into a real stare down now. So it's moving accordingly. And when you look at the body language, you know, like Errol's bigger. I mean, but Errol's not as big to Bud Crawford as I thought, you know, but then granted, Errol's been working out, he's lost a lot of weight, so, but is he naturally the bigger guy? Yeah, he's naturally the bigger guy. Will that play a factor? It should. It more than likely will. I mean, it more than likely will. But, you know, it's still interesting to see how, one of the things that always gets me is not necessarily the eye contact. It's how they approach each other, you know, and there was no puffing up of the chest or anything like that, you know, because they both knew who was in front of them. It's like, that wouldn't intimidate that guy. That wouldn't intimidate him. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to do it. You know, now let's talk a little bit about the words that are being used in this fight. So Errol Spence says, I'm going to drown him. I'm going to break his will. I'm relying on, you know, and then he talks about basically his resilience and the things that he's been through with the, you know, with his issue with his eye socket. Also the car crash, you know, a lot of his setbacks. And, you know, Derek James spoke about it actually very beautifully, the way he spoke about it, where he was just saying, you know, he's been through all this stuff and he never veered off course. He never was deterred. He always fought top-notch opposition after he got back, you know, and he won't be deterred now. He's had long layoffs, and yet he comes back. He takes on the toughest guy, and he wins. You know, and it's basically Errol Spence's resilience, and that's going to be a major factor in this fight. And when he talks about breaking guys' wills, it's that resilience. It's the resilience. It's hard for people to break through that. That is an armor that he has, and it's not easily broken. I don't think it will ever be broken, quite frankly. But that's what he has. You know, Errol Spence is the type of guy that says, let me go out on my shield. He's that type of guy. Then you look at Bud Crawford, and it's filled of self-affirmations, where he says, I know I can. I feel I can. You know, like, I know I can beat Errol Spence. I feel I can beat Errol Spence. And then he said, I visualize this fight, and I visualize myself beating him. You know, so it's just self-affirmations. You know, me. I'm self-feeding myself. I'm feeding me these things. You know, there's things I see in him that only support what I already believe about myself and him. And kudos to him. Sometimes you have to tell yourself. You know, Ali went around and said, I'm the greatest. He said it so much that we started believing it. You know, Floyd Mayweather, TBE. Now we believe it. Now we're saying it. He doesn't even have to say it anymore. People say it to him. People say it for him. That's the difference now. And Terence Crawford is no different. I know I'll be victorious. I know I'll be victorious. And then he said, after the fight, you know, I don't want to hear nothing. I did it. You didn't think I was going to do it. I did it. Terence Crawford always walks around with a chip on his shoulder. He feels that he's never truly gotten the respect that he deserves, and people always pretty much count him out. Especially, well, ever since he's moved up to the welterweight division, I'd say. The people have pretty much counted him out. And he's the type of guy who likes to prove people wrong. He's that guy who's going to carry that chip. And that chip has served him, because I do think that it pushes him in training camp. And also just in his personal life, because he's somebody who trains around the clock. He's somebody who trains all year round. He's not the type of guy who just gets up to go train just because he has a fight coming. No, he's already in shape. The only thing he needs to do, if you call him for a fight, is to lose the weight. That's it. And that's what separates him, from a lot of guys. It's a mental thing. That's what separates a lot of guys. So you have Terence Crawford with his self-affirmations, and you have Errol Spence just saying, well, I gotten through that. That was pretty bad. And then I got through that. That was even worse. And then I had these long layoffs, and I still took on the top guy, and I breezed through those top guys. So I don't see any difference why, you're going to be any different for me. And that is not easy to argue with, because he's not lying. The proof is in the pudding, and history speaks for you. So he's not lying when he says these things, but he is dealing with a special fighter, and when you listen to Terence Crawford, he keeps saying, I'm special, I'm special, I'm special. I haven't heard Errol Spence say yet that he's special. Not that he needs to. I don't feel that he needs to. But you got to tell yourself, and you know yourself better than anybody else. So you know how to feed yourself what you need to believe in that moment and to strive moving forward. You know what you need. And maybe Errol doesn't need that. Maybe, and listen, Errol's got more than what he needs, because he has, hey, my car flipped over like 50 million times and I flew like 30 feet away. And I'm still here. Anybody else would have been, RIP. I'm still here. I will definitely make a strong argument that he's a tough, durable guy. Like, not only do you make it through that, but you're still boxing. Look at his eye socket. You're still boxing? Look at these long layoffs. Who do you want to fight? Number 3? No, I'm taking on number 1. Whoever's the highest ranked guy, I want that guy. So yeah, when he looks at Terence Crawford, he says, yeah, that's a challenge. That's a mountain, but I'm more than willing to climb it. I got no issues climbing it. You know why? Because I've climbed mountains before, and I made it to the top. And then you look at Terence Crawford. Well, no one's ever thought I could do it. And I've always told myself that I can do it. So this is going to be no different. Not to mention, Terence Crawford says, hey, that's my mother's birthday. I'm not losing on my mama's birthday. He didn't have to say that. He didn't have to disclose that to you and myself. We're the consumers. We're the fans. We don't know that. That's an added pressure that he just put on his shoulders. If you know anything about Terence Crawford, he's a true family man. He loves his wife. He loves his kids. He loves his family. His whole family is going to be there. They're always there. His mother's going to be there. He's just told the world, my gift to you on your birthday, mother, is all these belts and a victory over him. That's just what he just announced. That's a lot of pressure that he just placed on himself. It could serve him. He doesn't strike me as the type of guy that would crumble under that. So yeah, it can serve him. Absolutely. Now let's listen to, how the guys, how they refer to each other. So, Errol Spence has been saying, I'm the big fish. And then you get Terence Crawford. He says, yeah, but I'm about to take you to a deep, I'm about to serve you guys a fish fry. And that's kind of how he fights. He's a very analytical type fighter. He is the type of guy who would dissect you. He is the type of guy who would just fish for you, but he's going to dissect you. But he's going to fish in that sense, because when you're going fishing, you're patient, you're waiting, you catch something, you set traps. That's literally how he fights. He's going to gut you. He's going to do all these things because there's a procedure after you get the fish out of the water, in which case is how he fights. You know, he's going to find the right punch. He's going to find the right step. He's going to find the right place in a particular place in the ring to get you so he can set his trap. That's what he does. And then you listen to Errol Spence where he says, we're Jamaican. We smoke bud. And that's kind of how he fights. He's a very direct guy. No nonsense. Brings it straight to your front door. You're never going to scratch your head and say, I wonder where Errol Spence is. He's going to be right in front of your door. You're going to know where Errol Spence is at all times during this fight. I can promise you that. And that's who he is. So this press conference revealed, at least for me, it revealed a lot. Just in how they're taking this thing, mentally how they're taking this fight. And I feel like the next press conference is going to be even better because I feel like in that press conference, we're going to see more of the physicality between the two guys. Like I said, they're still pretty somewhat cordial with the point where they can shake hands or whatever. You know, they're laughing in front of each other. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's wait and see what's going to happen next. I can't wait to see the next press conference, but I also really can't wait to see this fight. Tell me what you think about the press conference. Tell me how you feel about the video. Do you agree with me when I'm talking about the body language and the words that they're using? Do you think that helps them in any way, shape, or form? Drop your thoughts down below. As always, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.